times and I wasn't even planning on it. The fight back against gender, and this is the good thing, is happening all over the world, and nobody knows more about what's happening stateside than Jaimee Michell, who founded Gays Against Groomers only 3 years ago. And it seems like they burst onto the scene and they're going strong. So here to tell us all about it, please put your hands together for Jaimee Michell.
Hi, everybody. So good to be here. I'm so honored. Thank you to the Not All Gays team for inviting me and my wife, Sasha, who is also here. She's the executive director of the organization as well. And we're so happy to be here and to see that the fight is happening not just by us, but really all over the Western world. And you inspire us greatly, both of you, all of you on the Not All Gays team. So thank you for having me. My name is Jaimee Michell, and I am the founder and president of Gays Against Groomers. We are an organization fighting against the radical agenda that is eroding the innocence and safety of children under the guise of LGBTQIA+++++ rights. And today I am here to speak truth, loudly, clearly, and unapologetically, because someone has to, and if not us, who? Let me say something right out of the gate. The gay community has been hijacked. It's been taken over, not by people who care about equality, safety, or dignity, but by radicals who are using our movement, our identity, our history to push something dark, something dangerous, and something we never signed up for. We are being used as a human shield for an agenda that targets children. This is not about rights. This isn't about tolerance. This is about drag queens performing for toddlers. It's about schools hiding gender transitions from parents, and worst of all, it's about the medical industry making billions off of confused, vulnerable kids by putting them on chemical castration drugs, aka puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and into operating rooms they can never come back from. I've had enough, and if you're here today, I know you have too. What we're watching unfold is the sexualization, indoctrination, and medicalization of children who would likely otherwise grow up to just be gay adults wrapped in a rainbow and sold as compassion. Let me be clear. There is nothing compassionate about a 13-year-old girl who had her healthy breasts removed before she even had her first kiss. There is nothing progressive about sterilizing a teenager because he thinks he was born in the wrong body. There is nothing brave about a society that silences parents and celebrates irreversible harm, and yet this is being done under our banner, our flag, and our pride. No, not in our name. The LGB community fought for basic human rights, love, respect, the ability to exist openly. We didn't fight for gender confusion lessons in kindergarten. We didn't fight for fetish parades in front of kids. We didn't fight to become mascots for a movement that's erasing the very idea of biological reality. This is not inclusion, this is insanity, and it's time to call it out loudly and often. You might be thinking, why should we as gay people be the ones to speak out? Well, because we have leverage, we have moral authority, and we have credibility. We've walked the walk, we've lived the marginalization, and our voices carry weight, more weight than most. When a straight person speaks out against this agenda, they're immediately slapped with labels: transphobe, bigot, right-wing nutjob, homophobe. But when we speak up, they panic because it doesn't fit the script. We shatter their narrative. They can't use their standard playbook of labeling us homophobic and transphobic, try as they might. Our Wikipedia entry for the organization actually says we're an anti-LGBT hate group, which is crazy because every single person in the organization is LGB or T. We do have a few trans people as well. But they can't say that we are, and with any credibility. They can't say we're driven by hate. They can't say we're just afraid of what we don't understand. We do understand. We've been there, and we're calling BS on the whole thing. The reason our voices matter so much is because we're showing the world that this isn't a fight between gays and straights or liberals and conservatives. It's a fight between right and wrong, truth and lies, reality and delusion, and protection and exploitation. Let's talk about what's at stake if we don't be brave and speak out. Children are being taught to hate their bodies before they even understand them, leading them down the path of permanent medicalization and irreversible harm. Parents are losing custody because they refuse to go along with this child abuse, and our own reputation as gays and lesbians is being dragged through the mud and tied to this child abuse. We worked for decades to prove that we are not a threat to children, and now radical activists are using our hard-earned credibility and fight to push exactly the kind of behavior we fought so hard to distance ourselves from. And the public is starting to conflate the two, and it's hard to even blame them. People see rainbow flags in classrooms and wonder, is this still about equality, or is this about confusing my child? They see LGBTQ+ on children's books and think, is this safe, or is this indoctrination? We're losing the trust we fought for, and we're being used, again, this time by a machine far more dangerous than anything we faced before. So no, staying silent is not an option, and if you're here, you know that. We owe it to the children, we owe it to our community, and frankly, we owe it to ourselves, because we will not be used, we will not be complicit, and we will not be silent. Now look, I get it. All of this can feel really overwhelming and hopeless, like we're fighting a tidal wave. But if you're in this room with me right now, you understand the stakes and are committed to taking back our community. And I am here not just to scream into the void, I came to tell you that there is hope. Over 25 US states have now passed laws banning so-called gender-affirming care for minors. Countries like Sweden, it's very good. And I'm proud to say that our organization, Gays Against Groomers, had a hand in, I think, all of those. So either testifying or protesting, so very proud of that. Something to actually have pride about these days. Countries like Sweden, Finland, the UK, Denmark, and others, once considered models of progressive policy, have pulled the emergency brake on this whole barbaric experiment. The Tavistock Clinic, which I'm sure all of you are familiar with, in London, the largest gender clinic in the world, has been shut down. Shut down, because even they finally admitted this was doing more harm than good. The tide is turning, people are waking up, and it's not because of the media, it's not because of politicians, it's because of ordinary people like you and me who choose to say no more. Parents who refuse to be bullied into submission, whistleblowers who risked everything telling the truth, and LGB people who stood up and said, you do not speak for us. And we at Gays Against Groomers, we've become a beacon for those people. We started as a whisper, but now we're a shout heard around the world. We've been banned, smeared, debanked, and even put on the Biden administration's extremist groups watch list. We just found that out a few weeks ago. They discussed us at some meeting during Pride Month last year. It's crazy. And yet we grow, because the truth doesn't need a marketing campaign. It just needs to be said. It is more clear than ever that it is us, the sane LGB people, who are the firewall between children and an ideology that wants to erase innocence. We fight not because it's easy, but because it's right. I don't know about you guys, but I never envisioned my future looking like this. Like, when I just wanted the same right as every other American, I speak as an American, and everybody here who just wants the same rights as every other person. I could have never thought that not even 10 years down the line, this is what we'd be doing now, but. So yeah, we fight not because it's easy, but because it's right. We fight because the future is worth protecting. So what does that future look like that we are going to achieve? It's not a matter of if, it's when. And you can see the progress is starting to become quicker and spread further. So that future looks like a world where kids are allowed to just be kids, a world where girls can love girls and boys can love boys without being told they're in the wrong body, a world where truth is not hate, and a world where our community once again represents love rather than abuse. That world is coming, and it is possible, because we are not going anywhere, and I know none of you are either. To the radicals standing in our way, we see you. To the children around the world, we will not abandon you. To everyone watching this unfold and wondering what they can do, join us, speak out. Courage is contagious, and your voice is more important than you know. It's not too late to reclaim our community. It's not too late to protect the next generation, and it's never too late to tell the truth. Thank you, God bless you, and now let's get back to work. Oh, yes, of course. Forgot about that.
Well, that was fantastic fighting talk. Does anyone have a question? We can take maybe one or two.
Okay. What advice do you have for our group, Not All Gays,
Yeah.
to try to achieve some of your success?
Well, I think you guys are making quite a splash. Ireland is the size of Indiana, which is crazy. I was looking it up yesterday. I was really curious. So, I think the same advice to you goes to everybody. Just continue to speak up. More people you'll find as you keep going, more people will join you. They'll be like, wow, there's people actually saying what I have been thinking, but maybe too afraid to say. And they'll find you or you'll find them. And it's just a snowball effect. I've seen that you guys have done some great media. I don't know what the political atmosphere is here right now. In America, Trump just won again. You guys are laughing. What's it like? Is it really progressive? It's really bad? Okay. Well, we started during the Biden administration, and we were put on a basically terrorist watch list. We've been banned from PayPal, from Venmo, and every time something we think is terrible happens, it also just it gets our name out there more. People are like, what? They're homophobic and transphobic, but they're all gay, and people are starting to be like, actually, the other guys I think are the bad guys in this situation. So my advice is just keep speaking out. If somebody reaches out to you to do some media, take the opportunity. Make allies with larger groups. We love you guys, and we're always happy to, partner and promote in any way. And yeah, but you guys, you're doing a fantastic job. You've definitely shaken things up over here. So great work.
Thank you. One more.
Thank you very much. I'm sure we're all pleased about the 25 states that have banned pediatric gender medicine. But as you know, these are all blue states. And Colorado, for instance, has just passed probably the worst bill in the United States, in which it's now illegal to so-called misgender or so-called dead name people. And that has been passed and gone onto the statute book. It's made Colorado quite a dangerous people for gender. So how do you propose to break through the red-blue divide, which is dividing Democrats from, how do you propose reaching Democrats, basically?
Yeah, it's terrible. Actually, Colorado, for people that don't know, you think of the U.S. and you think California is probably the most woke, dangerous place. And it is awful. But Colorado, I think, might just be tied at this point, if not taken first place. It is a danger zone nightmare beyond belief over there. And we have a chapter in Colorado, one of the Gays Against Groomers chapters, and we coordinated thousands of people to testify against this bill, and we testified as well, and it passed down party lines, right? So no matter how hard you fight, it's Democrats seem to be so ideologically driven, they won't step out of line, even if they know deep down something's not right here. So yeah, that's the biggest challenge that we face. Even having a right-wing, more conservative government now, in the states have their rights and are able to really do what they want in many regards. So yeah, that's if somebody has the answer, we just keep pushing, every day. We just hope that more and more people continue to wake up. I know many Democrats personally. I don't know if you've heard of the organization Our Duty, but what is her name? Erin Friday. She's a Democrat, right? And she is the head of that organization. And so more people are crossing over. I always say this really isn't a left versus right issue. It may seem like that because the politicians are Democrats that vote on it, to advance these horrendous laws, but they cater to the radicals in their party. And the majority of the people in the, majority of liberals, I believe aren't crazy radical leftists. Just the fringe are, and it's sadly the politicians cater to that fringe, but I think it's just going to take more time. You just can't give up. And when we started, Gays Against Groomers is going to be 3 years old on June 6th, and when we started, there were 4 states that either banned or had restrictions on so-called gender-affirming care for minors, and now it's 26 actually, less than 3 years later. So when I said it's moving exponentially, it's dominoes. It's one here, a few months later, one there, and then all of a sudden it's 10 at a time. So the only hope is to just keep speaking up, keep waking up more people. Talk to the people that are Democrats or whatever the equivalent is over here. I don't even know. I'm so into. Oh, okay. So just keep talking to everybody. Yeah. All right. Well. you guys have your work cut out. But I mean, the countries over here are flipping. You know, they're coming back to common sense, whether or not radicals like it or not, and they're going to have to just continue to not like it because, you know, this isn't about feelings. This is about safety. It's about, you know, just letting kids grow into healthy adults naturally, without outside influence. Which is very hard because it's, you know, when I was growing up, nobody needed to, I figured it out on my own, like I'm sure we all did, but now it's just, you can't escape it in media and stuff, so they already have a hard time without that and without social media shoving things down their throats, but we just hope, you know, to do our part in getting it out of what places that should be safe for them, so, yeah. I hope that answered. There really is no answer. You just got to keep fighting. Just keep doing the same thing you're doing and speaking to more people. So,
Thank you.
yeah, of course. Thank you.